My name is Janitor. My occupation is sanitation engineer. Boy, my parents were fucking prophetic when they named me.
Wow.
We're gonna
Oh, you
name...
didn't change your, because you didn't change your name?
No, I didn't change my name in the menu, so...
Your name's just Janitor?
My name is just Janitor.
Oh boy.
Boy, they... Maybe it's like the Giver universe or something, and like you're born to the occupation that you're...
Oh no.
Named after or something.
But what if you're divergent?
How do I press buttons again?
You have to, I think you have to be in hand mode.
Oh yeah, how do I go into hand mode
switch
again?
to your hand weapon, which is 2.
Okay.
Like Mop is 1 and Hand is 2. Yeah.
I'm a monk class,
monk
janitor.
Class janitor. Yeah.
I do meditation
up with reality
before I do my,
no.
janiting. What'd you knock over?
My replacement bucket I was using to clean up the other bucket I knocked over.
What did we say about cucking the buckets, Keith?
I need to turn down my mouse sensitivity.
Yeah.
I'm taken from this right now.
So somebody did comment about the stacking of the boxes and stuff at the end of the levels.
Yeah, apparently the floor says it.
Yeah, apparently the floor says it, and you get points based off of like how organized it is or something.
Whoops.
Yeah. But it honestly seems like it's way too much hassle for my sanity. I don't know about you, but I would not be upset if we just said fuck it to that.
Bird.
Okay, if you want to do it.
Yeah.
If you want to, I will be there with you to make it happen. But I'm gonna complain about it the whole time.
Yeah.
Fair
aren't the
deal?
birds just the garbage of the sky?
No, I think that's when you take a Duke on a plane, and your Duke is like flying through the air for a little while before it crashes down. That's
sky garbage?
That's sky garbage.
That's a very short-lived status.
Well, I mean, do you want long-living sky garbage? No, you don't. Nobody wants that.
I want sky garbage that can last.
I'm just picturing a commercial about that now, like it's gum, basically.
I'm picturing a political commercial.
Oh.
about like vote in sky garbage. That's the right sky garbage for the job.
What the fuck are you talking about? I get that the midterm elections were yesterday. Haha, we're gonna date this video. But
I thought we were gonna be recording during it because I lost track of what day life was.
As if I would miss a second of the midterm election.
Were you just drinking yesterday?
Huh? No, I mean, let's not get too political here. But
I just mean that's the stereotypical behavior while watching an election.
Nah, it was funny. Came back on the sofa, and Ladybird was watching CNN, which, let me tell you how often that has happened in the entire course of our relationship. Once.
2 years ago?
Yesterday. No, she wasn't watching it. I was watching it that day. But no, I came home, she was watching CNN, she was watching the election, and I was just like, oh boy. I guess this is what we're gonna do this evening, and we just stayed up and watched the midterm coverage for like 3 hours. And then we watched lots of Pro Jared as well, because we just got into him. And I gotta say, I like Pro Jared quite a lot. Is a very compelling, entertaining guy, huh?
I haven't encountered Pro Jared in so long, but I just watched a clip of his today.
Oh, funny. Maybe YouTube recommendations are like putting him out there more.
Or YouTube can tell we're friends. You better keep up with the trends, asshole. Oh shit, how do you rotate your thing you're carrying again?
How fast is the trends asshole clench? Because I don't know if I can keep up with it. Huh?
Do you remember how to rotate what you're holding?
Fadwad is probably not it.
Yeah, I accidentally started typing. How? There was a way to write the thing you're holding so that it's face up. God damn it. But no, it was, cause what's his name? No. Don't make me forget people's names publicly. Now everyone will know. Brian J linked it.
Oh, okay.
So everyone's watching Pro Jared, apparently. How do I write a thing? I'm looking through the actual like documentation of this game trying to find it now.
Server actor reading net saturation. Okay, let's start incinerating some stuff.
How incredibly unhelpful.
We need to start incinerating some stuff pronto before the game starts barfing, Keith.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I'm
God damn it, I just ruined everything.
I'm trying to get a box of things so I can throw them away, but I can't figure out how to make the box right side up.
Well, just incinerate it and get a new box. Cut your losses.
Throw it a bunch until it turns right side up. Yeah.
Make sure to also clean up your footsteps and stuff to help the server not die. I'm kind of amazed that the netcode in this is so shitty because it's not like there's a lot of stuff going on.
God damn it.
You know.
Wait. I mean, you just left click to do it? Wait, I didn't try that. Okay, whatever.
It is. I get that this is like this is like an Unreal 3 game. It is on an old engine, but
is Unreal 3 the engine that they made Gears of War in? That's like that old?
I think so. Which is kind of interesting because this game is not as old as Gears of War. It's just on like an outdated engine.
Yeah.
But I think that Unreal 3 is it free or is it just significantly cheaper than 4? I'm not sure which. I think that 4 is free to develop on, but they take royalties, right?
Yeah, I think that Epic has a system now where their engine's free until you make money off of the game.
Yeah, which is actually pretty cool.
Or until you make a certain amount of money or something.
Oh yeah, it's like up to $200,000. Then they
which is the same system that FaceRig has.
Yep. But
like, you don't have to buy the expensive version of this program until you're a big YouTuber. It's the FaceRig policy.
But yeah, I've talked about game dev a little bit. I haven't talked about game dev in a long time because I haven't done any. But I remember messing around with Unreal 4 and thinking it was kind of amazing. I mean, it's definitely the most advanced piece of technology I've ever used in any creative endeavor ever. But it was so difficult to use, especially by yourself. Like, if you're just a one-man developer, using Unreal 4 is like... It's so hard because it's so powerful and you have to know every little detail about every part of making a video game to use it to its full extent. So it's like...
I kind of just find game development, like, conceptually horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, the complexity level is beyond what I'm ready for. I'm like, maybe I'll try a Twine game.
And even that is like, oh, I have to do a lot of writing.
This is sure a lot of variables.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this much verbals since school.
Verbals? Alright,
verbals.
Steve Brule.
Got scared of verbals. What's Steve Brule?
Steve Brule is a Tim and Eric creation. He's he's Dr. Steve Brule, and he's like, for your health, this is how I talk all the time. Don't be a dummy. And he's played by John C. Reilly of all people. So.
Oh, he's the meme then.
He is the meme, yeah.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly character. Much like all of Tim and Eric's work, it's the meme.
Tim and Eric never like registered for me.
I have always hated Tim and Eric.
I was always like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
I agree with that entirely.
I haven't not got something so hard since Bobobo.
Wow. Yeah.
Which I get 0 of.
Like I said, I think that
Bobobo's mildly infuriating to watch, to read. I've never watched it.
Mm-hmm. I think that Tim and Eric, the one thing that I find really surprising about Tim and Eric is that they apparently know everyone. Like, they get people like Weird Al, like, just all these, like, fairly, I won't say they're A-list celebrities, but they get a ton of, like, well, I just spilled blood everywhere. God damn it.
Is it at least in a place that's going to be covered in blood anyway?
No. It's a place that I had just cleaned up. I just viscera'd myself.
Oh, you...
Anyway.
You maximum fuckboy.
Yeah, I'm, well, not maximum, because I'm not you. But, I got pretty damn close. I don't want to say I'm taking your throne as King Fuckboy of Fuckboy Mountain.
These tunnels are just red.
Oh, god damn it, I knocked over my other bucket. I didn't know it was even full of anything.
Oh, these buckets do not last.
Alright.
Is there a hose?
No.
Genuine question. Is there like a hose I can use to wash out this tunnel? Because,
dude, who said cleaning the sewer was gonna be easy?
I think there's gotta be like there's gotta be a hose somewhere. Nobody would do this one bucket at a time.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that they would use a power washer, but, joke's on us. Anyway, god damn it, I just knocked over the third bucket in this room. I'm gonna incinerate all the buckets. No! Sorry.
You're gonna bucket my bucket.
Is this bucket clean? Kinda. I'm taking it. Mr. Bucket. We made this joke already.
Yeah. It's the most obvious reference in a game with a bucket. I'm just saying the name of the show now. It's not a show, it's a toy. I'm misidentifying British culture.
Dude, if Mr. Bucket had like a Saturday morning cartoon show to help promote it, that would be fucking classic.
In the right decade, he would.
I know. If Mr. Bucket came out in the 80s, on Sunday mornings, you would wake up and watch like the Mr. Bucket cleaning hour or something.
It was just a law that Steph would just have a show for no reason, no matter how little it made sense for it to have a show.
Yeah, and it would be about Mr. Bucket like sucking balls off of evil wizards and shit like that, and, you know, saving the world.
Like the Pac-Man show.
It's exactly what it basically boils down to.
It'd be exactly as just a fever dream as the Pac-Man cartoon, where you're just like, how did you make a plot for Pac-Man?
If I scatter all 9 balls across the world, then Queen Alistral will not be able to ascend to her throne. And then Queen Alistral is like, Mr. Bucket, you're the only one who can collect all of the balls. Put them in your top. And then every episode is about him like collecting balls. And the evil wizard is like, no, Mr. Bucket!
To come up with an incredibly vague villain of some sort.
Yeah.
And then evil wizard make one episode 30 times.
Yeah. The evil wizard.
Basically children's television shows at the time. They'd make one episode and then just keep making that episode.
Yeah. God, you know what was the worst about that was Thundercats. Thundercats was so bad about that I caught on when I was a kid watching
Even
Thundercats.
As a kid, you were realizing, like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah, watching the Thundercats as a kid, I was like, I feel like every episode is deja vu. It's Lion-O, and everyone gets into the tank, and then there's the other Thundercats, and one of them's kind of hot, but that's confusing. And then I became a furry.
One of them's awakening something in me, and I'm not going to tell you which one.
We'll leave that as an exercise to the audience to figure out what's Bird's favorite Thundercat, and the answer is Snarf. That's a sexy Snarf.
That hourglass figure. that figure of an hourglass that has already been set for a while, so all the sand's at the bottom.
Oh, Snarf, Snarf.
Snarf, Snarf.
Snarf.
Stupid, sexy Snarf.
Oh, man. I'm now picturing Snarf in the bedroom with his Snarfette, and he's like trying to seduce her, talk dirty and stuff like that, and she's like, just say it, I just need to hear you say it, and he's like,
I need to hear you say it.
It's just like, Snarf, Snarf, and then she's like, oh! It's like, that was it, I assume that's basically... I don't know which hell
it's gonna be, but we're going to one of them.
I'm no female, but I think that I pretty much captured exactly what the height of arousal it feels like for a woman.
No.
And it's Snarf.
Ooh. Oh. I just went bucket skating.
I saw some.
I somehow moved at the wrong
happening.
angle, and it somehow, I don't know how it ended up under me when I turned around, but it went under me, and then I flew through the air, and then I just heard it collide with several things.
Yeah, I heard clunk clunk, and I was like, Keith sounds like he's having a good time.
I played a game similar to this for a Let's Try this week called Cooking Simulator.
How the fuck is there a game similar to this?
Yeah, I think it's accidentally similar to this.
Gotcha.
And that it was supposed to be a cooking simulator, but in reality it was just a bunch of weird physics interactions and you trying to perform a really basic action as carefully as possible because you would comically obliterate the surroundings or glitch something into the wall if you made any mistakes.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I'd be like, all right, I grilled the steak. All I gotta do is flip it, and then I'm like, now how are my tongs and the steak in the wall now? It was like the average experience, and it was like I became so afraid about what was gonna go wrong.
See, that sounds a little bit more frustrating than this game, where they kind of designed around the shitty physics in a way that I would say is actually clever.
Yeah, well, in this game, the fuck-ups are part of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas that game was just not finished.
Yeah.
The fuck-ups in this game are like the limited desk space in Papers, Please.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very intentional.
Mm-hmm. And
you gotta work around it.
And there's an inherent frustration built into it that's part of the experience of this game. Of like, it's also funny as shit when you break everything on yourself and you're just like, damn it. In Papers, Please, it's not like funny. It's just like, ha 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 ha.
My family's gonna starve.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't check their height. I didn't check their height. Little Billy's not getting any medicine today.
I was actually really, really good at Papers, Please. They've probably made the game a lot more complicated now. But I basically memorized everything in my... I got to, like, I didn't actually beat the game.
But you said you played the pre-release version.
I did play the pre-release, and then I played a version that I might have just stolen from somebody else's Steam account. But I think I got to, like, I want to say 75% of the way through the game, and I basically had, like, the handbook memorized and stuff like that, and I was able to, you know, like, check somebody's work visa and, like, all that shit without, like, too much hassle.
I had so little memorized. I got a good ending, though.
Oh, isn't there, like, 20?
There's a lot of endings, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got one of the ones that doesn't involve you dying or being arrested or whatever.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that there were any that didn't involve you dying or being arrested.
There are several good to bad-ish endings. I mean, none of them are like, society is good now, or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no great ending.
But your family can survive, ultimately, in several endings.
That's good. Yeah, I as a mark of personal pride, I actually never lost a single family member.
Yeah,
and the game even threw, like, the extra challenges at me where it's like, congratulations, you're doing well. Your rent went up by 50%, and now you have to pay for air conditioning and shit like that. Which I actually thought was a great mechanism in that game, where
to react to your own progress.
Yeah, like, it dynamically controls the difficulty of the game, where if you're doing well, it rewards you with more pain, and that fits very well into, like, the, you know, the way the whole feel of the game is. It's supposed to kind of be like that Catch-22 universe, but way sadder than Catch-22, which is actually just, like, a very funny book.
Yeah, like, I had a strategy that could, like, help the family subside and exist in their miserable existence, but they would
so
all
you're
live.
Like, we're gonna do
so
good,
on.
But not so good that it becomes
there were
hard.
some options you could pay for that would, like, just make your life better. But if you made your life better, then it would be harder to keep everyone alive.
Yeah,
it's like the more you tried to improve things, the harder things got, and it just was like, it's just a sad existence of a game. Yeah. Ta-da!
It is a sad game. It's also an absolutely brilliant game, and I'm very much looking forward to doing the Oberlin College experience,
so
or whatever
clean.
New one is. What's so clean?
Yeah, this tunnel looks so clean. Don't you dare.
I was gonna say my feetsies are currently extremely dirty. I'm gonna get your opinion on this. So, where I'm standing right now, if you look at me, I'm over by this machine. This area is fucking disgusting. Should I, is it worthwhile to start cleaning this area up, or what should I be doing?
Technically, it's possible in that the giant nightmare puddles that instantly destroy your mop will be cleaned up at least, even if the footsteps that will inevitably cover that area again won't be. The footsteps clean so much faster than the puddles.
Okay, let me start tackling this area then.
Whereas, like, in that tunnel, I had to use another bucket for every, like, 3 feet.
Oh, yeah.
It was just saturated puddle.
As soon as you, oh, it's such an unappealing-ass green, too. It's, like, the perfect, like, gross, barfy green that you could ever dream of.
Yeah. Yeah, I constantly compliment Papers, Please as being, like, one of the more perfect games made, basically.
Well,
and that it's just a virtually flawless thing that nails everything that it sets out to do while also being an innovative, surprising, interesting thing. And it actually manages to have story and gameplay woven together meaningfully and interacting with each other without them taking turns and having to stop each other.
In a very stunning way, actually. Like, that is a highly
I straight up put Papers, Please with Portal.
Yeah.
As, like, on the flawless shelf.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that so it's worth making a distinction here. Just because a game is flawless doesn't mean that it's, like, you know, the greatest game ever. Like, though those are kind of linked and they correlate, like, a game can be kind of middling, but also have no problems with it.
But I also do rank both of those as being, like, maybe the greatest games ever on some level. Although a distinction is that Portal I also put closer in being one of my favorite games ever, and I don't necessarily put Papers, Please as one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm somewhat obsessed with Portal.
Portal is
whereas Dark Souls games are definitely some of my favorite games ever and super not flawless.
Oh yeah. Dark Souls
they're super flawed.
Extremely fun. The other thing is that just because a game is flawless also doesn't mean that there are games that are certainly more fun than Portal that are more flawed. Like Dark Souls, I think is, in my experience, it's just a more fun experience than, you know, playing through the original Portal was. But not to say that Portal wasn't fun. But you get what I'm saying. I'm getting at. Like, there's a whole lot of dimensions that we're, like, considering here. And I would agree that Paper Please is flawless. I would agree that Paper Please does an incredible job of taking a very abstract game concept and making an extremely cool game that is remarkably emotionally stirring. And just dripping with atmosphere.
Here's what'll fuck with you.
What?
Admittedly, I haven't beaten it yet, but I think I like Oberdin more.
Oh,
than
that's
Papers,
cool.
Please.
I mean, the thing I would imagine is that Papers, Please is a little bit one-dimensional in some respects. Like, it has a really great story, but the universe is fairly, like, I don't know. It is what it is. Like, it doesn't really change all that much. So that would be something that I think there'd be some room for improvement on, or at least not improvement, but like something different from Papers, Please.
There's so much garbage. The people that work here, I do get a kick out of the garbage being like realistically placed, and that it's like stashed around corners by some asshole.
Yeah,
like it's not just in the open.
Some lazy prick. Some real fucking lazy union working prick was like, it's somebody else's job to clean up this shit. I'm just gonna leave it right here.
Alien corpse. Hello, alien corpse.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of it. God damn it.
Who got themselves a nice back tendril. Those slime sounds. You want to hear every single collision object in this box interact at the same time?
Yeah. I got it. Oh, man.
Yeah, I need to